Have you ever had a really bad feeling about a place, and immediately abandoned what you were doing, and got the hell out of there? Tell us about it. 1. When I was younger, my boyfriend and I were eating at Bob's Big Boy. Suddenly, he said that we had to leave because we'd be late to where we were going. A little later, while driving away, I noticed that the little pinky ring with a dangling heart on it that he'd given me was missing from my finger. I freaked out, and begged him to drive back to the restaurant to look for it. He told me that he just couldn't due to us being late. I had noticed that when we were leaving the restaurant, there were 2 men in the parking lot walking towards the door that looked scary, but, at that moment, I really didn't think more about it. Soon after, every single news channel had the most disturbing story on. Those 2 scary men I'd seen walking into the restaurant had gathered all the employees' customers at gunpoint, made them go into the walk-in freezer, then killed them. If we had stayed longer or gone back, we'd be dead too. So scary, and so sad for the innocent victims. 2. When I was a kid, we visited Washington, D.C. We went to the National Zoo. After we'd been there in a while, my dad started to get in a bad mood. My brother and I didn't care. We were having fun. Eventually, he insisted that we had to leave. Now, he was so insistent that he was actually rude to our mother, his wife, which was weird, really weird. So we left. What set my dad off? Demographics. When we got to the zoo, most of the patrons were white or Asian couples or families with children. As the day wore on, my dad kept noticing more and more groups of 3 or more young black men with angry expressions and a somewhat uniform-looking appearance that he surmised might be gang colors of some sort, and he'd seen a fistfight nearly break out between 2 of these groups at one point. Before leaving, he'd wrestled with his conscience, trying to decide if he was unfairly judging them and being racist. He finally considered how he'd react if they'd been white or Latino, and decided that increasingly large groups of angry-looking young men of uniform appearance in what should be a fun place was what was making him nervous. So he decided to act. He decided that risking being racist, pissing off his wife, and disappointing his kids, was acceptable when all of his instincts were screaming that his family was in danger. When we got back to the hotel, we found out via the news that less than 10 minutes after we'd left, there was a gang shooting resulting in several fatalities if memory serves. Clearly he made the right call. 3. I was dating a guy who had been in the Navy. We were in Amsterdam. I was curious about the red light district. I wanted to see it for myself. It was winter and about 11 p.m. As soon as we got to the cobblestone area, I began to feel uneasy. I don't know why. I didn't want to tell my boyfriend because he's older and had been in the Navy. I should feel safe with him. We strolled around looking at the girls. I actually felt sad for them. Not all were pretty and they didn't look happy. It felt a little depressing actually, and I felt bad for gawking. The deeper in we got, the deeper I felt unsettled. Something weird was in the air. I've been everywhere and lived in some of the toughest cities in America. It's rare for me to feel uneasy. I looked at my boyfriend and I was like, please don't think I'm weird, but I keep feeling like we are in danger. I feel weird, like something weird is gonna happen. He took one look at me, said nothing and grabbed my hand. He got us out of there and it felt like a maze of cobblestone streets and red lights. Finally we were in the main square again, well lit with people. I could breathe. I asked him why he was so hasty. I had expected him to put up an argument or call me jealous or something. What he said to me sticks with me to this day. He said in the service sometimes you would get an eerie feeling like something was going to happen before it did. He said if you feel that way, get the hell out. No questions asked. No time for talk. Get the hell out of there. I never really have had that feeling since, but the minute I told him how I felt, he went from casually strolling to the very brisk fast walk the hell out of there.